thing you can do as HR or as someone who's trying to recruit someone online, you go visit related Facebook groups. These are the top things every business owner and HR manager must know about employer branding on social media.
How do you address a negative post from an ex-employee?
Wala, may hugot ba? Hi, I'm Ina of Crimson Berry Digital Marketing, and I just finished a webinar on the top strategies for employer branding using social media. There were good discussions with our webinar attendees, and I want to share the full webinar for those who missed it, those who want to rewatch it, and for those who encountered this video thanks to the algorithm. If you want a copy of our presentation, link is in the description on how to download. We thank RB of Zalamea Business Solutions for hosting the webinar. All right. So hi, everyone again. Welcome to the Social Advantage, Unveiling the Top Employer Branding Strategies. I will be sharing to you guys everything that we use with our clients for employer branding. So these are the top things that every business owner and HR manager must know about employer branding. Because I know some of you guys, you are running a solo ship or a very tight ship. So you double hat as the business owner and HR. I can relate because I do that too. For Crimson Berry, I manage the hiring also. Like I used to say, as a general manager, you manage everything in general, right? Okay, so let's start off. What is branding? Since we're talking about employer branding, what is branding? Branding simply means this is how people think and feel about you, your company, your brand, your product. So what then is employer branding? It refers to the process of creating and managing an organization's reputation as an employer. A company's brand is not only important to customers, but also to job seekers and your employees. It involves shaping and promoting the images, values, and culture of a company to attract and retain top talent. Employer branding encompasses various strategies and activities aimed at establishing the positive perception of the organization among your current and potential employees. It is who you are as an employer. So, is it different from corporate brand and consumer brand? Because normally we just understand brand. No, it is part of your organization's overall DNA, branding DNA. So when you think of corporate brand, it's how your stakeholders and investors think and feel about your company. When you think of your consumer brand, this is how your end consumers think and feel about your products and services. When it comes to employer branding, this is how potential employees, your candidates, and your employees think and feel about your company. Include also former employees. If their exit was kind of good, they can put in a good word on how, if potential employees is like, oh, you used to work for that company. How is it there? Like, oh, it's good. This so-and-so boss is my mentor, blah, blah, blah. Yay, plus points for you guys, right? Okay, so place your brand DNA at the heart of your content and communication strategy to build consistency and trust. It's cohesive and holistic. So let's do this. These are the top things every business owner and HR manager must know about employer branding on social media. Our main topic, right? So number one, understand the significance of employer branding. Here are the key elements of employer branding. One, it's really your employer value proposition. It answers the question, what makes your company an appealing place to work? If you want to be a preferred employer, what is that? What makes you that? What makes you a preferred employer? Showcase also your company culture. That's part of it. Are your norms aligned with the organization's mission, vision, values? Are you known as a fun place to work? Are you known as, this is where innovation and creativity happens? Define that and embody that for your employer branding. Next, recruitment and selection. your recruitment process is part of the user experience of your potential employees. So what is the experience like for candidates and new hires? Employee experience, what are your employees saying about their work life? What are they posting? Ah, you should check. What are they posting? What are they saying about their workplace and their work life? Communication and marketing, where and how you attract potential employees to apply for your company. Are you using job boards? Are you using classified? May classifieds pa po ba? Or are you using social media? And I hope you are using social media. If not, let me tell you how to start using social media for your employer branding. Now, let's choose the right social media platforms. I'm sure if you want to start now, you'd go like, where do we start? Is it FB? Is it IG? Is it both? Is it TikTok? I would say start with what you're familiar with and then build as you go along, because it's good to be present in all the social media platforms, because you don't know where your candidates are. You don't know where they're hanging around. I have here a sheet of what are the different social media platforms and how can they be used for employer branding. The data is as of quarter 3 last year. There's data now for quarter 4. So this will be updated soon. Just going through all of them, you can go, of course, Facebook. Everyone knows Facebook, and I hope everyone here has a Facebook account. It is the biggest social media platform in the Philippines and the world. This is I would say, default social media platform for Filipinos if you want to build an employer branding presence on social media. Follow that with Instagram. Why? Because Instagram is more Gen Z. If you're hiring a lot of Gen Z, you better be on Instagram because that is where they are hanging around. That is where they are doom scrolling, and that is where they are actually sharing their lives in Instagram. Next would be LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we Filipinos use LinkedIn as our online resume. But there's more to LinkedIn than just that. There's thought leadership. You as recruiters, you as HR, you can have your profile there and be very active on LinkedIn as a recruiter and start talking about your work, talking about your company, and it actually builds the employer. If you have a company page, there's actually a portion there for jobs or life at work. You can use that and build like an HR page just for that. Let me know in the comment section in our chat if you want a separate webinar just on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to build that material for you guys. Okay. And then next would be TikTok. Yes, that TikTok. TikTok is not just for dancing and singing. Yes, charisma. We'll make that separate webinar for LinkedIn. Thanks for that. So yeah, TikTok, it's more edutainment now, and it's really how people authentically show and express themselves. Can't not be on TikTok. Do not ignore TikTok. If let's say kayo may konting cringe, you as an HR professional or a business owner, you feel like kind of cringy on TikTok. You might not be the target market, but your potential employees and your job applicants and your candidates are the target market for TikTok. They are there. Let's put our content there. So how do you scale? And like, do I make content for different for each, or can I just use one content and share it across? You can do both, depending on your capabilities, your bandwidth, your time. You don't want to be burnt out doing this. Especially if you're HR, this is not your core. If makikisingit kayo sa marketing, if you're gonna ask marketing for help, again, this is not, employer branding might not be their core. They can help along. So you can do both. One, create one content and share it across all 4. If you've noticed, TikTok now can post photos. It doesn't have to be a video. You can also do carousels now on TikTok. So if let's say you're creating just one square of an image and captions, you can cross post. Just tweak the caption a little bit and you'll be fine. The other way is if uh you have the bandwidth, you have the capability and the time, you can customize each and every single content that you post on these. Caveat, if you are cross-posting, just know that some content won't be successful across all. So if they say it's a funny content, for sure, that will be a hit on TikTok, but maybe not on LinkedIn. If it's very serious and very how can I say it, very corporate-y, it might work on LinkedIn, but not on Insta and TikTok, if you get what I mean. So just manage your expectations if you're cross-posting on all 4. Is, yeah, it might not work on all, across all. You can build a strong brand on a budget. Pwede na pong in-house to. You can use interns, you can use a Gen Z in your office. You can even do this on your own. How? There are free tools. You guys as recruiters or your recruiters can post on LinkedIn, like I mentioned a while ago, organically. Start talking about your company, start sharing. If your company does posts on LinkedIn, share that, add your thoughts. LinkedIn actually pushes the content out that is more engaging. If people are commenting or liking, mas napupush out yun ni LinkedIn. So go ahead, be the ones to, you don't have to wait for a company brand to post. You guys as recruiters, using your own LinkedIn accounts, you can post it. Use employee-generated content, especially if you have millennials and Gen Zs in your office. They probably are already creating content. You can ask them to create a reel, or if they have created something, you can ask them, can I share this under our company? Can I repost this and we give you a shout out? I'm sure they'll love that. So check it out. Canva is free. You can use the free version. You don't have to go pro. CapCut for video editing. ChatGPT, the free version, is pretty good as long as you know how to create prompts. Again, let me know if you want a separate session on how to use AI for generating content. Can do that. And then there's online communities. Because one thing we notice in some of our clients, if you just post on your own page and your page is all just friends and family of the company or just the company, who's gonna see that? Unless you create an ad or you boost your content, that's when other people will be able to see your post. So one thing you can do as HR or as someone who's trying to recruit someone online, you go visit related Facebook groups and join. And then if posting hiring positions is okay, you post or you share your company's post and say, guys, my company is hiring. Guys, we're hiring. So some content strategies for employer brand enhancement. Are you guys familiar with the marketing funnel? Square. Marketing funnel. This is the simplified marketing funnel. Awareness, consideration, conversion. After that hourglass, wherein you have advocates or, but to simplify things, it's really this: awareness, consideration, conversion. Brand awareness, consideration, or interest, and then conversion. So you close the sale. Yes, Christian, Ida. Here's a sample of content buckets. If let's say you can only post twice a week for your brand, or if nakikisingit tayo sa corporate brand, corporate marketing might say, I can give you 2 days out of the 5. That's yours. Let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday is our content. Yours would be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so if you only have 2 days, 2 content buckets, here's what you can do, right? This is an example for a factory wherein the culture content would be a glimpse of into how it is like to work for them, how they can make things in the company values, day in a life. You can see there, a lot of things that you can do. And then balance it out with the job post, with the hiring. Because if you just keep on posting, just hiring, opening, parang classified ads lang, di ba? Not so entertaining or not so, I guess people will follow you because they're looking for jobs. But let's help enrich their lives. Sheila, yes, this presentation will be shared to you guys because you registered to this event. Thank you so much for that. You will have a copy. And sometime soon, this video, edited version though, will be posted on our YouTube channel for you to be able to watch and review. Yan. Pero ang dami kong i-edit muna before doing that, di ba? When you look at the career post, the career content bucket, diba? Okay, so culture is awareness and consideration. You just keep pushing it out there so that when they are ready to jump and apply for you guys, the career content is there, diba? Parang, okay, nice place to work. Uy, interesting ka. Uy, funny yung mga tao dyan. Uy, the HR manager seems really, engaging. Or if you're featuring some of the executives in that company, it's like, oh, their executive is a leader that I want to emulate. Oh, so when you start posting opening for project manager, ano na, hinog na, di ba? Yon. So we do something for job posts that we call grand to granular. So from grand job post we're in, you list down every single opening you have in your company. But that shows that there's so much opportunity. There's two schools of thought there na we would say like, oh, it's gonna show that parang ang dami naming kailangan tao, hiring. Masyadong parang ano yan, wala ng tao. No, or think positively, shift it around and say, oh, look, there's so much opportunity here in this company because you are growing, because you're adding a new planta, you are creating a new branch. Then, therefore, it's fine to put such a long list of we are hiring. Now, the next post, let's say next week, you go by department. Hiring for finance, hiring for marketing, hiring for product, engineering. So that you have content, di ba? Or within the same day, different 4 different posts just for per department, and then by location, by job. And then let's say your recruiters or your hiring managers will say, kulang pa tayo ng applicants for legal. We need more applicants for legal. Then create a post just for legal to highlight it. And then when you do get to hire, nice to post a welcome, or congratulations to the new hires, and then you list. Yeah. Yes, again, presentation materials will be shared. Sorry, Mary Jane, no certificate for this webinar because it's a free webinar. Maybe if I created a course, that's when I will be issuing certificates. But for now, it's just this webinar. Yeah. So another sample or another way to create your content or to envision your content is what we call the Hero Hub Hygiene strategy. When you say hero, go big content once in a while, but these are really big kinds of content. So employee spotlight, company culture, you can say also awards posts, or if an executive gets promoted, so and so is the new head of this department, blah, 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 leading. Oh, di ba? Nice. Go big content. Hub will be your regular engaging content. If let's say you have usual employee of the week or trabaho tips. Yan, pwede dyan. Hygiene would be, again, your job posts. Ito na yung pinakami. The content where people really search and stay for because you have that content. Having this content strategy helps in planning and being deliberate in crafting your content, making sure it is aligned with your employer value proposition. This is a sample of a 3-month social media content generated via AI. Yes, via ChatGPT. You can tell ChatGPT to format it as a table. Like after you created all that prompts, asking all that question, framing your question, tell it at the end, present as a table with the following columns. You can. So, and then of course, don't just like copy paste. We humans will not be replaced by AI because we still need to read it, and we still need to like verify it in our brains with how we know our work is and how we know our customers and our audience, and then revise and go through what AI generates, go through it with your own lens and modify it, diba? So yeah. So those who get a copy of this presentation materials, all of you guys, feel free to get inspo from what we share here. Hit us up, message me if you have questions. I'll help you guys out, give you tips and tricks a little bit, help you guys out along the way. Like I mentioned, use AI to help. So not just Chat GPT, there's Google Bard, there's Microsoft Copilot. And if you're using Planable, even the free version, to schedule your posts and create your posts, they also have an AI tool there to help generate your content. I think also Canva has AI tools for writing, not just in generating your posts. Next tip, engage current employees as your brand ambassadors. Sabihin na natin KOLs, key opinion leaders, aka your content creators, right? I try not to use the word influencer nowadays. Alam na this. More of not really just influencers, but even those who were called influencers before would rather be called content creators now. Because what are we really, diba? We are content creators. Even everyone, at some point, as long as you're posting online, you are a content creator. Diba? It's just a matter of professionalizing it. I'm sure within your organization, especially if you have a Gen Z, you have a content creator there. Engage them as your brand ambassadors. And you know, everyone who works in your company carries the brand, right? Anyone has a conversation with them, it's like, oh, where do you work? Mm, diba? Party opener. Oh, what do you work? What do you do? Yan. Your employees are your brand ambassadors. So establishing employee advocacy programs and offering incentives, encouraging employees to actively participate in promoting your employer brand is important. You can create programs, or you can really do this organically. How you are in relating with your team helps. So you can provide social media training that employees are effectively sharing your company-related content. So one of our clients put this in as part of their new onboarding flow or onboarding session, because we said, now that you have social media presence, we built this for you. It is best that it's your own employees that are amplifying your stories, they're the ones liking, sharing, commenting, telling their friends that, oh, there's an opening here. So they've added it to their onboarding session or their onboarding training, how to create a LinkedIn account or a LinkedIn page, how to post professionally, and how to like, share, and comment professionally. If you have a company hashtag, include that as part of your training to say, please make sure that you always use our hashtag. And if you are posting something about your work, please tag our company. This is the official page. This is the official hashtag. You can also include what not to do. like creating your own page as the company. Huh? This happens mostly with sales. If let's say you have agents or your company structure is such a way that you have agents, that a lot of this happens in real estate, car sales, wherein they create their own page. Example, SMDC Red Condominium. Now, you thought you're following or liking a content from SMDC, pero actually ahente lang pala yun. So include that as part of your policies to say that you can't assume the brand. You have to say it's your name, agent of so and so. Yeah. So let's teach people how to do social media properly. Then manage negative feedback. Address, not suppress. Yes, sometimes you have to hide negative comments on your social media pages, but you can DM them to say, hi, we appreciate the feedback. We would like to address your concern. This is not how we want you to feel about our company, or that is not the experience that we want for you. Please let us know more about your situation. Pero that's private. And then you can say, you can add to the comments where everyone is seeing it and say, hi, please see your inbox, or PMs, please see your inbox. So people know like, oh, it was addressed. But don't engage head on in the comments and create a chat war. Please don't. Manage properly. Like how you would in real life, diba? Praise in public, but reprimand in private. So, ganun din. Address conflicts in private in the DMs, not on the comment section. Make it timely and professional, your responses. Make it, if you have a corporate handbook on how yung brand voice ninyo or yung brand messages ninyo, you have to echo that as well. So showcase also positive feedback alongside addressing negative comments to balance that perspective. So if you got, lots of good feedback or kudos or thank yous and all of that, you can create a post that's, compilation of your good customer, good employee feedback, or good recruitment feedback. Good content. After you've done all of that, it's time to measure your success. How do you know if your branding or your employer branding activities and efforts are effective? Evaluate the impact of your employer branding efforts. How or what do you measure then, right? You track application and hiring sources. So from the start, okay, this applicant came from FB, this one came from LinkedIn, this one came from, if you have an application tracking system, or if you have a simple spreadsheet, add a column or add a field for where did you hear about us? And verify that also once you're in the job offer stage or job closing stage na, hiring na talaga, wherein you ask it again. Again, how did you hear about this opportunity? Verify it. Because even if, let's say, they emailed you directly, was it really a direct email? Where do you attribute that? Yeah, you emailed me, but where was the first time, or how did you come out about our email address? How did you find out about this opening, diba? Turns out it's LinkedIn. So your choice if you want to attribute that lead or that application as from email or coming from social media, diba? Engagement metrics, how many likes, shares, comments, clicks. But I'd rather really check on engagement rate. And what is engagement rate? It is engagement, total engagements divided by reach. Because I want to see the ratio of the people who saw my content versus the people who engaged on my content. If it's a very tight ratio, what's the right term? If it's a good ratio, 1:10, yay, 10%. It's a very good content then because it engaged a lot of people versus a 1% or a 2% engagement rate. Caveat though, most FB pages or FB posts, engagement rates are 0.06. So, happy na tayo kung 0.06, di ba? repeat the formula. Formula for engagement rate is your total engagements divided by your reach. So follower growth. You're welcome. Yan. So follower growth is month on month. Check nyo. Are you increasing? Is it going flat? Is it 1% increase month on month? This is important if you are chasing a vanity metric like I want our page to be 100,000 likes, followers at the end of the year. Nice to have. But if these are all just friends and family and not the right customers, is it really worth doing, diba? I would rather high engagement and quality applicants. Remember, going down the marketing funnel, your awareness, consideration, and your conversion, applicants is your conversion. That's your leads. If this was sales, this is your leads. Quality hires are your sales. Diba? So, I would rather that, kesa yung vanity metric. But if it's important for your stakeholders, go ahead. So these metrics offer insight to the reach, interaction, recruitment effectiveness of your social media campaigns. Authenticity, keyword of 2023 or word of the year of 2023, authenticity. So authentically show your company culture. It's gotta be real. Real and real. Tunay. And yes, short form vertical videos because it's the best way to show authenticity, who you are, a video. So what kind of content can you do? Employee takeovers, live videos, interactive content, any which way you can authentically represent your company and the culture, like a outside looking in kind of content. Nice content for 2024. Big tip for this year, the content to have is video podcasts. If you've noticed, since the big broadcast companies are like, all the artistas have their own podcast now and it's on YouTube. Why? Because YouTube also wants people to create video podcasts. That is what YouTube and the platforms are trying to push out. Newsflash also, TikTok in their in Trends for 2024 report said that they wanted longer content. So kung dati, TikTok was like 6 seconds, 10 seconds. If you publish natively on TikTok, you will notice you can publish a 10-minute video. And this time around, for 2024, they actually want people to watch horizontally. So notice your Gen Z content that there's that icon or there's that sticker that says turn your camera around or yeah. So watch this way on TikTok. So longer content is back in. So hey, have a podcast, HR be the host, invite your executives one a week or invite someone from each department one a week or have a panel discussion. It's fun. And then you can create that long form content, take that long form content, turn it into clips, take those clips, turn it into reels. You have content that would last you a month. So like this webinar, this webinar will turn into a YouTube video, which will turn into clips, which will turn into reels, which will turn into an article. Mahaba ang buhay ng isang mahabang content. So if you only have time for just one burst of creativity or one time to sit down and create content, a webinar like this or a video podcast or a live stream can help you. Legal considerations in employer branding. So baka ma-carry away tayo sa pag-create ng content. Please, let's check with legal and let's do legal things in our content. Legit check. Obtain employee consent for featuring them in promotional videos. It is essential. Especially if, let's say, parang recruitment video talaga and they'll be the face of the content. RB's AVP presence. Kumpanya niya yan. So, yeah. But if, let's say, you're gonna ask someone from marketing or product, or you're pulling someone out of their assembly line job for the day to interview them or to make them create content, please have them sign a waiver to say you consent to coming out on social media. And that it doesn't need to have an honorarium actually kasi hindi naman sila professional talent or that. But if you want to give a token, go ahead. I mean, yay, di ba? Nice to show your appreciation for their contribution to your social media content. Get their consent, or at least if you're gonna shoot in someone's room or a department, give that department head a heads up to say, plan tayo ng shoot for next week. This is what I need. I need people to do this. Can you make sure that everything's okay? Is it a good time to shoot during that day? So if you have a content plan, pwede ma-plan na yun. Okay, this will be our shoot day. This person needs to be available. Please free up your calendar. Adhere to local employment laws and having clear social media policies protect the company and maintain professionalism. Also known as keep things private. Yung lalabas sa social media or lalabas sa videos, the ones that come out on the videos or come out on social media, has to be good, legit, does not put you in a compromising light or negative light. So check your surroundings also before you hit record. Simple, but it's important to remember. A previous webinar attendee asked me last time, can you give us shoot guidelines to help us? So here now is my tip for you in terms of shoot reminders. We did this also for when we were shooting the AVP for Zalamea. Proper attire and good grooming. If it is a uniform or if your company has a uniform, please wear the uniform properly, wear the lanyard properly, no branded baseball caps. That happened. It happened to one of our clients. I'm like, nung bumalik yung photos, we're like, why is this the correct vest? Is this the correct shirt? They're like, oh no, that's not the correct shirt. Okay, rejected. There was also a previous shoot, or we asked the client to give us photos, and they're like, can you do Photoshop magic and turn the hard hat yellow? Because they're not supposed to be wearing that color of hard hat. Okay, so proper attire, good grooming, right? Wear what you usually wear to work, be authentic, how you present yourself. If you're always in a barong, wear the barong. If you go to clients wearing your official shirt jacket, why not, diba? For ladies, put on light natural makeup, make sure that the surroundings are tidy, there's nothing, if you have paper on your desk, then just put it face down so if the camera passes by, no one can like zoom in and see confidential information. HD 4K, right? Whiteboards, wipe them clean. Billboards, or if you have cork boards, make sure, baliktarin nyo lang. Just flip them if you need them there, diba? Empty the trash bins or hide the trash bins. Use company merch, the props. If you're gonna take photos of people on their computers or on their mobile phone, ganyan, have them wipe the screens clean just to make it look nice. Hindi masyadong gusgusin sa grease fingerprints, diba? Do not shoot in highly sensitive areas of your workplace, like a top secret room, or this is a highly sensitive floor. People are not supposed to know, diba? Ask permission. Ask permission. If, let's say, they did not give their consent or ayaw pala nila lumabas sa video, you can blur them. Blur the faces. Or crop them out. May question tayo, what about personal pictures and knickknacks? Ideally, hindi. Lalo na pag mag-shoot kayo. But if the person gave their consent, doesn't mind, or if, let's say, part of the theme of the video is we support families. We are a family-oriented workplace. Or for Women's Month, then maybe having photos of their kids, if they allow, on the shoot or in the video, then yay. If not, blur it. Question again, can one file a complaint if one was included in the video without permission? If let's say you were caught unawares that, oh, may shoot pala, uy, naaninagan ako in my workplace, nasama pala ako. You can ask nicely, like, hi, can you blur my face? Or can you please blur my face in the video? I don't want to be seen. Or maybe people are not supposed to know that you are working there. Whatever your circumstance is, diba? Maybe it will be very compromising for you if to be seen on a public video. Just tell whoever is producing that video to say, please blur me, or if not, please don't use the footage where I came out doon, if you don't mind. But if let's say hindi pa rin nila sinunod, I think you go through your usual HR procedures on filing complaints, and I hope that gets resolved amicably. But like anything, ask permission, ask permission, ask permission. In the workplace, though, ask. If they don't want to be part of that shoot, well, we respect. Sige, we don't mind. Then don't be here, or you can stay in that corner. We will not shoot that corner. Ito lang yung issue-shoot namin, di ba? Does consent have to be written or verbal is okay? I think verbal is okay. I mean, if you have, if integrity is valued really high in your workplace, then your word is gold. But better, may email, or kung talagang then de papel. You can download or ask ChatGPT to generate a model release form, or yun yung term doon, model release form for that. Because we did that for a shoot. We asked the client to nominate a male and a female employee to act as clients. And lalabas sila sa ads. Hindi lang ito parang AVP. It was really going to be it was going to go out as an ad. Billboard, FBIG, commercial work talaga siya. So we had them sign a model release form. Can a participant withdraw their consent after publishing the content? Baka hindi na. Kasi yun na yun eh. You said yes eh. Boosted na siya and ad na siya. Is it ideal to take the content down? Ideally, hindi. Because there's so much work that has gone through before an ad or anything gets boosted on social media. And plus, the money behind that is something. Hindi basta-basta pwede magpalit kasi ng creative. Once it's already an ad, or once the ad is running, it will hurt the campaign pag kailangan mag-swap or anything. So ideally, once you've given your consent, wala nang atrasan. If there was a circumstance, I'm sure talking to the producers or your HR or whoever is doing it in marketing will help. Explain your situation, and baka maihabol pa, hindi pa siguro na nakasalang lang, naka-draft or naka-schedule, kaya pang i-pull out yung material. Baka lang. So I hope that helped. Be consistent across different social media channels. So, di ba parang, akala ko pwedeng maggawa ng iba-ibang content across all the 4 or multiple channels niyo. Yes, but be consistent with your EVP, be consistent with your branding, be consistent also on your brand voice. Authenticity, integrity, honesty. These are values, di ba, we all share here in the corporate world or in the business world. Who you are is who you are everywhere. Professionally. If you are funny on TikTok, infuse a little funny on LinkedIn, not completely serious, di ba? When you say, if you do release like benefits and mention benefits, and hindi naman yung comp. Huwag naman yung comp. Benefits na lang. Benefits, di ba? On one social media channel. You can't not say it on the others. Or let's say, bakit dun sa kabila sinabi nyo ganito, dito hindi? Di ba? Parang medyo weird lang. So, be consistent in your social media channel. So consistency is key. Develop your brand guidelines to ensure that the tone is consistent and across your messaging platforms. Coordination with your HR and marketing teams, along with centralized content planning, helps align employer branding efforts with overall brand strategies. My question, are there limitations in terms of content management for IPO companies? You mean publicly listed companies, if that's what you mean. Publicly listed companies or big companies, especially conglomerates, are very, very strict with their branding. As a digital marketing agency, our team is well aware of our clients' brand rules and guidelines. We go through them, we make sure that we comply with them. Since they are publicly listed companies, they are publicly traded companies, they are beholden to government regulations. When we mention numbers or we mention accolades on the content, we vet them. We check, double check, it goes through different eyes, goes up the hierarchy to make sure that what goes out, what is published is true and correct. So, pag pag publicly traded company, there are more limitations, but there are guidelines that help. Be creative within the bounds of those limitations. Di ba magagawa? As you will see. Recap, dun 10 points. Understand the significance of employer branding. Choose the right social media platforms. You can build a strong brand on a budget. Use content strategies, like I shared, for employer brand enhancement. Engage current employees as brand ambassadors. Number 6, manage your negative feedback. Number 7, measure your success. 8, authentically show your company culture. Number 9, check legal considerations. And 10, be consistent across the different social media channels.
All right. So yeah, so at least this bought us time as well. To ask questions that were now keyed in the Q&A. The first one is from Jose Angelo Reyes. What are your thoughts regarding FB broadcast channels? Is it possible to share hiring ads?
Yes. Yes and yes. It's not just FB that has broadcast channels now, even Threads and Instagram has broadcast channels, or these are actually parang unique channels for all those who follow. Yes, these are legit channels, good channels for you to share your job posts, and also Viber. If you have, you can create a Viber community wherein it's just one way, it's just posting, and all people can do is just heart. Hindi sila yung pwede mag-comment. It's a community, it's not a Viber group, a Viber community. You can create that, so it becomes like a job board. So people can follow that if they don't like being on social all the time, but they're on Viber all the time. Then creating a Viber community is a very good option. Thanks for that question. Was it Jose? Jose, yeah.
Yeah, kasi yeah, and also to add to that, what I learned also from you when I was consulting with you before, Ina, is, di ba, before when we were starting our social media posts, we were just posting, anything for the sake of posting. For example, it's a holiday, araw ng kagitingan, we just post something just to have something on the feed. And then you taught us na parang, what's the objective first, di ba? There always has to be a seg to what it is that you want to promote or say, rather than there's a lot of fluff. And so when we started doing that, I think when we were looking at the analytics and insights, engagement was really so much higher when it is something related to what we do, or there's that say.
Agree. Parang don't just post for the sake of posting. Kasi halata. Halata ng audience mo, if it's posting for the sake of posting. Like this weekend, Happy Chinese New Year to everyone who is celebrating Chinese New Year. Kong He Fa Choi. You can add more value to just saying that. To just say, Happy New Year or Kong He Fa Choi. Thank you to all our valued customers who have contributed to our growth for the past couple of years. We wish you all the blessings and prosperity for this coming year. Add that. It's elevating your customers. It's acknowledging and engaging with your customers. In terms of, let's say, what's the next? Valentine's holiday. Valentine's holiday. How do you create Valentine's content for you? If, let's say, Zalamea, parang
Yeah.
how? You can trim and twist, but focus instead on loving your customers, or making sure that they have a retirement plan is
Yeah. Yeah.
showing love.
Think about. All right.
Di
Here's
Yun.
yeah, thanks now. So another question from Bogi in Dionco. Noticed that Twitter or X is not included in the slide on social media platforms. Is it no longer relevant to the Philippine audience? Do businesses still use this platform?
It's relevant to the Philippine audience for fandom and sports and
Mm.
news. X kasi is such a wild card nowadays that it's low priority, very, very low priority. There's rumors of Elon um, making it a paid platform wherein only those who pay a subscription will be able to post or comment. So low priority. It's just like, if you have content already, go ahead and cross post, but it's not something that babantayan mo. If you really want to grow on Twitter, it's so taxing because it has to be a conversation. You have to seek out conversations about your brand or about you, and engage in those conversations. So it's matrabaho. We don't recommend it. Nice to have. If you have the bandwidth, if let's say you're using Planable, it's as simple as, linking your X account on Planable, and making sure na may nakalatag sa X or sa Twitter. Yun.
It probably depends on the business model also, no, or the industry that you're in. If you're like an MMDA where people would request immediate responses and you have the manpower, then I think that's where engagement really is so far in terms of Twitter or X, no. But
Yep.
then if it's employer branding, probably not so much. That's why
Not
probably
correct. It's really knowing where your customers are. If your customers are on X, like I think the basketball community is there, gaming community is there, definitely fandoms are there. Go ahead. I mean, if that's where your audience lives or hangs out, yay, use it. But
Mhm.
really, for corporate, it's more news,
Yeah.
investment, because you can use a hashtag, the dollar sign for stocks and for trading tickers. So for our one of our corporate clients, we still use X because nga, we want to show, if it's going to be a market moving kind of news, we put it there. The news agencies kasi are also on X. Nagbabantay sila doon ng news. So part of PR, you can use X.
Okay. So this one is from Kent Muhar. How do you promote employer branding during job fairs? Can you share your approach?
Job fairs are fun. If this is your own job fair, great. Have the content leading up to your job fair, build the buzz for that, like especially if you need signups or it has to be a pre-registered event. We've done this for Meralco Careers. There was last year around March, their Meralco job fair. Only registered applicants can enter the compound for security purposes. So we did a lot of material, campaigns and posts leading up to that. Same with the line crew recruitment, because that happened in Pasig, Santa Rosa, two other locations. So we needed to create buzz on that one. If let's say you're attending someone else's job fair, a school, you're attending that school, create a post or create a story at the start of the day where you're doing your ingress. Now here at so and so's campus, ganyan, coming over to our booth, we're here until ganyan. If you have a gimmick or a nice carrot at your booth, let's say you sign up, get to win something, may paraffle kayo or may pa-merch kayo, mention that in your stories. Create the stories as you go along, di ba? Lalo na if, let's say, someone's gonna go up on a stage and speak about your company, post a story. Hi guys, going live at this time. Follow us, or sending your questions. You can use stories, you can use live for that. And then create another post afterwards to say thank you to all the people who attended or visited our booth. Yada, yada. Make sure that you follow our socials to know more about where you can find us. So,
So I think important din talaga yung omni-channel that when you do post something or post an experience, dapat more or less ganun din yung feel in the actual job fair or in the face-to-face meetup, right? So yeah, para lang it's not misleading, di ba? Represent yourself even on your post, even if it is offline. So yun. Another question, this one naman anonymous attendee. Can we have a more detailed Hero Hub hygiene method sample? Please provide us with your discarte on your own branding strategies.
the good thing is we have discussed that in the previous webinar, and that recording is in our YouTube channel. So if you caught our QR a while ago, we have a link in bio. Please visit our YouTube channel, Crimson Berry Digital Marketing, and you can watch the previous two webinars there, wherein we expounded on, with examples, the Hero Hub hygiene
Yeah.
concept. Yes.
Siguro Ina, in probably the last two questions later, you can flash it again. No?
Sige,
So
sige.
just like a couple more. On the posting, so this one is from Mildred naman. On the posting on company bulletin boards, what do you suggest must be posted on it to strengthen company branding to its employees?
Mm. Company values, emphasize that. Events, you can even do employee highlights on your bulletin board. Or if you are more digital, if you have a weekly HR newsletter, that's where you put those in, diba? Include your CSR. If you have may mga feeding program kayo, or you gave to a shelter, or you're supporting a community, highlight people who helped that weekend, highlight also the next event that people can join in, and that helps build a community or a sense of togetherness in your workplace.
Yeah.
Yun.
So my opinion also here kasi you can't fit everything in one post, right? So it's really planting the seeds. I guess for everybody here today, if you haven't really started in regular posting, deliberate posting about, the same messaging and objectives that you have, I think it's a good time to start, 'di ba? Kasi it might be too late, or when the only time that you post is you have a job posting and you expect your employer branding to all be in that post. Then 'di ba? You need to plant the seeds, and the sooner the better to build this up. So that answers also some of the questions. Sige, Ina, you have anything to add pa?
I'm good, I'm good.
Um Sige, this one is a relevant one, anonymous attendee. How do you address a negative post from an ex-employee?
Ala, may hugot ba?
Buti
If
lang, that's why you have to manage the page, di ba, Ina? Go ahead.
you have to, this is also why we recommend, do not use your personal FB as the admin of your company pages. Kasi mafa-flood kayo ng notifications. Um, in Crimson Berry, our practice is we ask our social media managers to create Crimson FB accounts using their Crimson Berry user email addresses, so that the notifications are actually not on the personal FB but on Business Suite, the Business Suite app. So that's where you get it. So that you can monitor nga. Or you have a dedicated community manager like what we have with one of our clients. He is on duty 8 to 5 Monday to Friday, nakabantay lang sa social media for comments, mentions, DMs, inbox. Kasi like for Instagram, pumupunta yan sa parang hindi ka agad-agad, if the person messaging is not a follower, then it becomes a message invite. Hindi siya agad-agad nakikita. So kailangan may nakabantay. I would hide the comment right away, but take a screenshot. And if you're using Business Suite naman, makikita mo yung actual. But DM that person right away. DM them. Because you really don't want people to start chatting in the comments. Parang, ay, pangit naman dyan. Kailangan meron kang patron or kailangan may malakas ang hatak mo dyan para ma-hire ka. May mga ganyan, di ba?
Yeah.
We see it, we acknowledge it, we flag it to our client to say there is negative conversation going around. We hide it right away, but we DM the person to say, thank you for your feedback. If we have ready spills na about that na we value equal opportunity for all. This is why all our applications go through the online form. No one can apply direct. It's all via email form, via online form. And even if, let's say, may executive na may hawak na papel, uy, pakipasok naman to, paki-interview naman to. The HR is empowered to say, thank you for that, but they have to go through our application tracking system. Otherwise, it will fall through the crack. They have to be properly recorded. Please have that person go through this URL and fill out our form. Yun. Even yung mga nagdi-DM, yun ang spiel. Please go through the application tracking system.
Okay, thank you. So there's still a lot of questions, Ina, no? But probably we might not have the time to respond to everything. Anyway, you'll be flashing your contact details again in a bit. So feel free to reach out to Ina directly. But also I wanted to make a comment, Ina. Been helpful that you shared to us how that these things all about employer branding we can DIY, right? We could manage everything in-house. But as an employer and based on first-hand experience, although we have an idea that we know how to do this, to actually get started and do it the right way um is a daunting task, which might end up not doing it right, or worse, not do anything at all because it's just in our bucket list forever, right? So I think that's where you guys can come in, to at least, help us establish where to start. And I think you would train us also to do this, to manage on our own in the process, right? It's not expected that you would forever be handling this for us as clients, correct?
Pwede din forever. Would be great. But we do have a build, operate, transfer model as well, wherein we start it off for you guys. We have one of your HR or one of your team members shadow us as part of our team, so that after a certain point in time, an agreed point in time, kung if it's a 4-month contract or a 6-month contract, that on the last month, it's more of that person is operating in it na and we're just supervising. Pwede yon. Or like what we do with Meralco Careers, we are really the agency that does everything for them. What we just get from our client is direction. O ito may event, o ito may nangyari, o itong person na to, these are the openings. We can do that. We can be the marketing arm for your company. So, link below. Paano ba? Nasaan ako?
Yeah, hindi, tama. Link below. So, tama,
Yeah.
no? Syempre, we focus on the core, di ba? We outsource what we are not really the experts of. That's why you guys are there. Especially managing, I tried to manage Facebook also and ads and the social media on my own. Pero it's changing so fast. So whatever you learned, kunyari, 3 months ago, it's so different now. And then, the time spent to just learn it again, I think it's just better to just outsource it to the experts like you guys. Because you're up to date, you know what's happening. you know all the changes right away. So yeah, yon. So highly recommended to get in touch with Ina. Ina, thanks so much for talking to us this morning, sharing your experience and insights and how, you know, it could help us boost our employer branding. So, any final words, Ina?
Thank you, RB, for inviting us, and thank you everyone for sticking to the end of this presentation. As mentioned a while ago, this deck will be shared with you guys since you registered and you attended. It will also become a YouTube video sometime in the future. And I see, sorry, there are questions also that I wasn't able to answer in the chat, but um, please follow our socials, especially our Instagram and our Facebook, because I might answer your question in a future reel. There.
Or
Thank you so much.
immediate na, no? Well, help us now. How do we do this?
Help us now. Message me right away. Email me. Let's have a discovery call scheduled right away.
All right. So thanks again, Ina. Thanks for this morning. To all our attendees, I'm sure it was a very fruitful learning session for all of us. So good luck on how we would achieve employer branding and do it the best way that we can. Okay, see you soon in our future webinar. Abangan nyo na lang yung invite namin. We already have some other relevant topics lined up. So, see you guys soon. Have a good day. Enjoy the long weekend and kung ay patchoy.
Bye everyone. Happy Chinese New Year.